How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Brad, the DC Universe Geek, and today, why don't you join with me as we have a look at the brand new Mezco 1/12 Collective Classic Wonder Woman action figure. The box art for this Wonder Woman looks really fantastic. I really think that it shines. It's a nice clean white with a classic Wonder Woman logo right in the middle, and then all the accents, the writing, the name, that's all done in blue, and it all just looks really nice. The top of the box is that same blue with the Mezco 1/12 Collective logo slapped on the top, while the sides are both red with Wonder Woman's name, classic Wonder Woman shield, and Mezco 1/12 Collective down the bottom. But the back of the box, that's where all the magic happens. You have this really cool, simplistic graphic of Wonder Woman. But we don't want to look at the box anymore, we want to yank her out, and when we do, here's what we get. For one, we get the figure, of course, that's the main course, but then we also get a fantastically super sculpted sword. Just look at the detail in that hilt, it is really cool looking. Shield, which just like the sword, looks fantastic. I love the red, gold, blue, and silver deco on that shield, front and back. This is a fantastic accessory. And the battle axe looks really rad too. I love the blue, gold, and silver, and I love the red accents on the handles of all these weapons, as we'll see. Also, the spear looks equally as awesome. She also comes with a rolled up lasso and an open lasso, which is really just a wire with bits on the end. She also comes with an extra head sculpt with the teeth bearing, that's her battle face, and it looks really nice. I love the skin tone for this figure, it's so lifelike and warm looking. But wait, there's more! She also comes with 3 extra sets of hands, and a navy blue or royal blue Wonder Woman cloak that's got stars down the side, and it's wired. So for those of you who like wired capes, this is going to be perfect for you. And finally, she comes with a figure stand that is that classic Wonder Woman shield, the arm to fit in the figure stand, and the Mezco 1/12 Collective stuff baggie. Now onto the basic figure itself, which looks really phenomenal. I can't begin to describe how good of a job Mezco did putting this figure together. The overall design, once she's in your hand, feels like a top quality product. From the toes all the way to the head. The sculpted detail, the paint quality, the tone for the flesh, the red, the blue, it's all perfect. Her trunks, they're not just blue, but they've actually got some design elements there, which actually work really well. And the same thing for her bodice. There is just so much going on there that I really admire Mezco's attempt to do something very cool with Wonder Woman. I will say I'm not a super fan of her boots. I really just think they could have gone with something a lot more basic and classic looking than what they did with this. This is the only part of the figure I'm not super in love with. But the changes that they have made to her bracers, I'm okay with that. I think that they look good the way they are. And the back, well, it's definitely a lot more open than the classic Wonder Woman's bracers have been, but I think that they look really nice. And the stock head sculpt for this figure looks absolutely fan-diddly-tastic as well. I love the skin tone they chose. It looks so lifelike. Her mouth, her eyes, everything is painted really swell. The same thing can be said about her tiara. I love it. Love it. As for comparisons, here she is next to a bunch of Wonder Womans that you may or may not recognize. They're all pretty much from the 6 and 7 inch scale. And then here she is next to a bunch of other Wonder Womans which you may or may not recognize. She's about average height, definitely a bit more wider, more girthier than the rest of them, but I think she looks great in comparison to the rest of her Mezco 1/12 Collective Justice League compadres. Just look at her. She looks wonderful. Now, Wonder Woman's articulation is going to be pretty much the same as all of the other Mezco female characters, if not maybe a little bit more limiting because of her bodice. Although, because she's not wearing any leggings, you're absolutely going to get more movement out of areas like her shoulders and her groin, where the leggings and the suit would actually usually get in the way. So, let's take a count. The head's on a ball peg, and it's pretty good. It gets quite a bit of movement, except for the fact that it gets 0 back because of the hard hair. Well, it's not really hard. It's kind of rubbery, but you might as well say it's hard. Now, like I said, because of her bodice, there absolutely is no articulation in the torso. There is a little bit in the waist, I wouldn't try to push that too much though. It actually feels less like articulation, but more like a simple connection point for the torso and the lower half of her body. Her arms are connected to the torso with rounded hinges, and I think we're all pretty much familiar with exactly what you can get out of your average rounded hinge. Her elbows, they're single jointed, they're not double jointed, but they do roll back and forth, so there is, you know, kind of a realistic-ish range of motion there. Wonder Woman's also got the rounded ball hinges, and, you know, we all know exactly what that kind of thing can do as well. For down in the nether regions here, spreading her legs apart, you can see some ball groin action there going on, and it's pretty good. You get more of a range of motion than a female character that's wearing tights or pants of any kind. However, pushing her legs forward, you still have a restricted range of motion because of her wonderwear. She's also got a thigh cut here, a single jointed knee that actually does, I mean, I feel like that's good enough. I don't really need that to squish down anymore, and it does have some kind of rotating action. Top of the boot might look like it's an articulation point, but it's not. And then you have a ball joint here holding that foot on. I would like to point out too after the fact that although this looks like an articulation point and clearly it was meant to be an articulation point, you'll see that it really doesn't do anything at all. For if the flesh is going to move here, it's got to move with the bodice, and the bodice doesn't have a cut. So it's not an articulation point, even though it may look like one. I just wanted to clear that up before we continued on with the video. So my basic thoughts on this Wonder Woman figure coming up the other end of the review is I am so happy I managed to get my hands on her before she skyrocketed on eBay, because she will. They all do. Her quality is outstanding. Her likeness is absolutely marvelous. She is definitely one of my top 5 Mezco 1/12 collective DC figures, without a doubt. Unless you're paying insane scalper prices, I feel like she's pretty much worth every penny, and then some. And if you could find her without having to sell one of your internal organs on the black market to afford her, I say go for it. Don't hesitate, don't wait, don't ponder. If you see her for a good price, snag her up. But hey, even though these are only my opinions and observations, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. If you found this video useful, entertaining, or a reasonable waste of time for the day, pop a like on it so I know I've done something right. Any comments you have, you know where they go. And if you feel like you might want to see more from my channel show up in your inbox, then I invite you today, on behalf of the rest of the Super Friends, to join the DC Squad by simply hitting the subscribe button. And if you'd like to, you can ding the notification bell so you get notified of when I put out new videos. And with that, I will see you with the next one. Have a DC day, everybody. Take care.